Hi everyone, it's Lauren from Crafty Hippie. So as promised, I'm doing a video on how to emboss in any Stampin' Up colour. So I don't know if you've got a copy of the annual catalogue, but if you have, you will see that on page 202, Stampin' Up do a small range of embossing powders. They do a set of the 2018 to 20 in colours. So that's a set of 5 colours, and they also do embossing powders that you can order just one at a time, and they are black, clear, copper, gold, silver and white. Now actually that is all you need to be able to emboss in any colour in the entire catalogue, and the way that we do that is by using the clear. So I'm going to show you in just a moment how we do that, but first of all, just for the purposes of the people watching who have never ever seen how to emboss, I'm going to show you very quickly how to emboss first, and then we'll move on and I'll show you how to emboss in any colour. So first of all, I'm going to stamp my image in Versamark. Now I'm using the Stamparatus here because it's helpful to me in my next demonstration. Obviously you could just be stamping using a block, you don't need to use the Stamparatus for this bit, but as it's out and as I'm going to be using it in a minute, that's what we're going to do. So I've stamped in Versamark ink. Now you probably won't be able to see on the video, but basically there's almost like a watermark. I've stamped in the very sticky watermark stamp pad. So if we just move the Stamparatus aside a minute, and then I get a piece of folded A4 paper, pop that on there, and I'm just going to cover my stamped area in some copper, sorry, not gold, in some copper powder, and then shake that off, give it a little flick, and you will see, hopefully you will see that there's my stamped image. So we use the crease in the A4 paper just to funnel the powder back in to the pot. And one of these lasts for years, by the way. They don't cost very much. How much do they cost? £4.75 each, but I mean that will last you years. Okay, and then you get your heat gun and you just heat the area, and you will actually see the powder become what looks like metal because I'm using a metallic one. But basically the powders, they melt, and so you see the image kind of pop. I've been crafting now for many years, and I never get bored of this bit. It's so much fun. So that's all it takes. I'm going to hold this up to the light. I don't know if I can catch that on my video. I'm going to give it a try. And there is the raised, embossed, melted basically image. So that's how you emboss. I'm going to show you now how you can emboss in absolutely any colour. Okay, so I'm going to clean my stamp because I've stamped in the Versamark ink. It's going to be a little bit sticky. Just give that a moment to dry. So when using the Stamparatus, with the photopolymer stamps, you need the black foam mat. When you use the clear mount or the new cling stamps, you shouldn't generally need this mat. Sometimes as you move down the arm when you're stamping, it does seem like sometimes you need it there, but it's a little bit of trial and error. But certainly with the photopolymer stamps, use the foam mat that Stampin' Up provide with the Stamparatus. So I'm going to stamp down this piece of cardstock in several colours. I'm going to start off with Call Me Clover. And I'm going to be doing the hinge technique here. Okay, so first the green, Call Me Clover. Probably going to get a bit messy doing this. I've just cleaned that. Okay, so I'm going to move the hinge down one. I never know what to call this because this is the hinge, but you know what I mean. Okay, next some lovely lipstick. Which is super bright, and it has also stained my my stamp a little bit, but that's fine. You would expect your stamps to get a bit used over time. Okay, let's move that down one more. I think we'll just do this 3 times. And I'm going to use Blueberry Bushel. I did get the Grapefruit Grove out, sorry, but I don't think I'm going to bother with that one. I think I'm going to use these colours so that you can see. Hopefully you can see. Oh, I moved that down, didn't I? Okay, so I'll clean off my stamp again. So as you can see, we got red, pink, blue. So I'm just giving that a moment to dry. And then to emboss in these colours, I'm going to go back over the stamp with the Versamark. And I'm going to stamp on top of each of the colours. And because they're dry, we can do this. We're not going to move any of the colour about. Now, I should be using my magnet really to stop my piece of paper moving about. To be honest, I completely forgot about that. I'm in a bit of a daze today, so let's get the magnet out. Okay, so ordinarily I'd have my magnet there. So I've stamped on that with Versamark. In fact, I want to put that arm aside. And then now we're going to sprinkle on some clear embossing powder, which means that when we heat this up, when we emboss this, each of those colours are going to pop as if I've used coloured embossing powder. And I've probably made this a little bit more complicated by doing the 3 different colours, but I just wanted to show you how the Stamparatus is super helpful for embossing in clear, because we did have the Stamp-A-Majig, which I loved, but there was still a bit of a room for error, and you'd stamp the image in the colour, then you would have to clean it, and it would sometimes come off the block, the stamp, and then you would be trying to stamp over the top. Now, using the Stamp-A-Majig, you could do it, but it wasn't an exact science, not like it is with the Stamparatus. So I'm just going to heat these up. So again, I'm not sure if you're going to catch this in the light, but basically you've got a raised embossed image in each colour there. It's as simple as that, and like I say, the Stamparatus really means that you can basically now emboss in any colour and get it perfect first time, every time. I'm just going to show you one more example. So I've got the trees here from Winter Woods. I'm just going to remove the foam because this is a thicker stamp, so we don't need that. Okay, so you would have seen me embossing some trees, these same trees, in this same colour, Lemon Lime Twist, in one of my other videos. I can't remember if it's before or after, depends which way I publish these. But what we're going to do is stamp in this colour. Oh, and missing a little bit there. Obviously didn't stick the stamp on very well. Didn't ink it up very well. And this is the perfect thing, is that you can go back, ink it up a little bit more. There we go. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add some extra colour. But I'm only going to add it to certain parts of this stamp. Hopefully this is in shot and I'm not filming this and you can't see any of this. Okay, so I'm going to take my Blueberry Bushel ink. I'm just going to attempt to put some around that edge. Well, I say that, it's not really happening. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp the stamp up and I'm going to remove some of it. I was getting straight lines of the edge of the ink pad. So what I'm going to do is get a baby wipe and just remove some of the ink. Try and get it to sort of blend a bit, so that when I stamp down, we've got like a mottled look. I'm not sure if this is going to work, whether I'm just going to completely ruin this video now. I'm going to get rid of the bottom of the tree trunks because I want them to be green, but yeah, I've just removed some of the colour there. And I'm going to stamp over the top. Oh, and there we go, we've got a lovely mottled effect. And then, after I've cleaned that, all of that, and I could add another colour there again. I could put in some brown, I could put an unconventional colour in like pink, because I love doing that with my tree images. Basically, once that's dried off, I'm being really bad in using baby wipes. I should really use a Simply Chamois, but I haven't got one of those yet, so okay. I should just give that a little, not very close. I don't want to melt my stamp. Okay, so now I'm going to add the Versamark over the top, stamp the image a third time. Add the clear powder. Heat the image. And that looks absolutely beautiful and has been fully embossed. And then if you wanted to add another dimension to that, you could do the Heat Emboss resist technique, which is when you then sponge colour on the background, and you could put all sorts of colours around that, and the embossed image is going to stand up because the ink isn't going to soak into the embossed area. So again, you could do a really striking background there. And that is how you emboss in any colour in the Stampin' Up catalogue. You just need your ink pad of your colour of choice, your Versamark ink, some clear powder, and obviously the Stamparatus to make sure you're stamping back over the image in exactly the same place. Okay, thank you for watching. Goodbye.